Attending Manual High School was phenomenal. It was such a nurturing environment. Every one of us were treated the same. We were treated like we belonged. It was that environment that really challenged every one of us to be our very best and really gave us the opportunity, quite frankly, to lead. And it was really not only a nurturing environment, but very much a village here.
Manual has a long history of success. Manual has a history of struggling as well. Manual in 2006 was closed because of performance. The community at that time was very disappointed by that.
I was angry. Very next day, I could not wait to get up and call Michael Bennett to ask him what the hell he's doing with regards to our school. But it took 30 seconds for me to sit down with Michael Bennett that day, look at what he was looking at, what the school board was looking at when they made the decision to close the school, and it was no longer an argument. The very next words out of my mouth, how do I help you open it back up?
After some very passionate discussions with the community and with the district, we decided that we wanted to reopen the school and take it in a different direction to really revitalize what we knew to be the great things about Manual.
If you look at the history of Denver, at the history of Manual, a lot of very significant figures have come from this school in this city, and they've been sort of revolutionary in how they've approached things, and we're just trying to live that legacy and bring that back to Manual.
So I'm pretty glad we're in school, like I could be doing something positive.
The more contact time you can have with kids, the better. And I really just feel like the more time we spend with the kids, the more they'll learn, the less they'll forget, the more active their brains will be.
26 divided by 3, enter, that's 26.
We don't look at our students and say, oh, they're worse off than students in other places. We do acknowledge that they come with different struggles, different life situations.
I think it's just because the background everyone comes from is everyone is so like hurt and they just have so much things going on.
A lot in the neighborhood you've always had to deal with things that have happened, and it's never easy. There's not really any shielding of what happens in the neighborhood. Like parents will try to protect their kids from it, but eventually it all catches up to you. Like last year there were a couple shootings in front of the school and just things that have happened in the neighborhood.
My dad always wanted me to go live with him because he has like this really nice house and everything, but I always wanted to stay with my mom just because that's what I'm used to. And but she hasn't always been there for us either, so it's like it's like my grandparents are my parents.
You know, our kids are just as capable as any other student in the district. They are able to achieve at high levels. It's just a matter of they need folks who believe that they can, and that's what we do. We believe that they can.
All right. Do not accept mediocrity. You're better than that. Have a great rest of the day.
Manual is succeeding, but our success is way too slow. The achievement gap is way too big, and we're closing the achievement gap way too slowly. So in a desperate situation, we are taking drastic measures. We didn't want to give up what we are doing. So the only way we could figure out to expand these possibilities was to make a longer day and make a longer school year. So we added the time so we could continue doing what we're doing, but add these additional opportunities for students. We bring the community to the school every day. We have classes that are taught by community partners.
Involving our community partners helps us with our students because we believe that it takes a village. In order to really shift the paradigm of possibilities for our students, success cannot just be the language of the school, success has to be the language of the community.
And then we take students out of the building every 11 weeks to experience the world outside of their community.
We, caravanned up to Colorado State University and piled into the dorms and not only got to take a look at the campus, but to really ground ourselves. A lot of the social capital that a lot of other seniors in the district and in the state and in the nation graduate with, our students don't necessarily have those networks, those connections, those experiences that kind of give them a leg up when they're competing for places in college or for jobs. And so we want to make sure that part of the reason why we're getting them out on these learning excursions is to connect them with those professionals, those experts, get them onto college campuses so that they can build up that social capital.
When you face those gaps every day, you begin to believe that there are no opportunities, that this is as good as it gets. And so the reason that we're bringing the opportunities to them and taking them out into the world is so that they see that that is not true, that there is lots of possibilities.
I wish I could go back in time and make things a lot better and make things more reasonable so we wouldn't have to make such drastic changes, because every year I've been at high school has been different, because freshman year was different than sophomore year, and obviously this year's a lot different than both of those. So
if we can add an extra hour, we can start school a month earlier to give these young people a chance, a fighting chance to get better and to perform better, then I'm all for it. You're a thunderbolt. You carry yourself like a thunderbolt. You carry yourself with the pride of being a thunderbolt. That's in the classroom and outside of the classroom.
I mean, we might not have the best family at home, but here we can count on anybody and everybody.
We are in a revolution of the mind. And so the solution to the problem is going to be that they become educated and then they become active.
It makes you realize, like, school is the only option. The success is the only way out.
it makes me proud to think that in 10 years I can look back on my life and say I was part of that revolution at Manual and I was part of that change, and how I helped remake the name of Manual and change it from a negative, where people look at the school and think, oh, you went to Manual, like negatively, that you went to Manual, like that school that changed a lot of stuff.